The Watchers is a new movie from Ashana Shyamalan, daughter of M. Night Shyamalan, and stars Dakota Fanning. And it tells the tale of a young artist getting stranded in an extensive, immaculate forest in Western Ireland, where, after finding shelter, she becomes trapped alongside three strangers, stalked by mysterious creatures in the night. So, if you saw the trailer, yeah, the forest is eerie. And I like that aspect of the film. It's got like this good sense of mood to start us off. And she's a conflicted character, kind of got like some demons in her closet. The cinematography jumps out at you right away. So the premise sounds good, but my main complaint about it was the execution of this story because it's fantastical. It's like, well, how did you three get here? Would be my number one question. And the story doesn't give us that information right away. It does later on, but it's kind of like, no, that should be question number one. And I felt as an audience member, we needed to have that information for us to buy into the believability of this world, to go along with the suspension of disbelief kind of thing, right? Okay, this is a fantastical story. Is it a creature feature? Well, if you saw the trailers for this, guys, yes, it is. Because they have got like cameras and stuff, and it's kind of like, okay, well, there's something definitely out there in the woods, right? And they've got them trapped in this room that somehow got constructed out in the middle of the woods. And it's like, okay, well, is this a little bit like the Ritual in that aspect? I thought they were going there. If you saw the Ritual on Netflix, but no, it's not like that. It's a little bit. If you liked aspects of The Village from M. Night Shyamalan, where it's like, oh, are there creatures out there in the woods? This is kind of like the movie that would be, where, yes, there are creatures in the woods kind of thing, right? Uh, Performances wise, Dakota Fanning, I think, did a good job. Like, you went along with her, but it was kind of like you want her to be asking the interesting questions. Okay, we're stuck here. Why are we stuck here? What happens if we do open the door? Will they kill us? Why would they kill us right away? Like, you got all these questions in your head, and it's like you get too many of those questions in your head, and it's like, I don't know if I buy this, guys. I don't know if I buy this mythos, because I'd be wreaking, I'd be testing the limits of what I can and cannot do. Oh, I get hurt, so what? You know what? Those are the questions that I would have. It's like an interesting premise, no doubt about it. And it got my butt in the seat before Bad Boys Ride or Die. But overall, I was like, guys, you can just wait for the streaming on this one. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to pull up my score sheet, and we'll start to fill in some preliminary numbers here for the Watchers. Acting, directing, and story out of a possible 2 points each. Cinematography and score are 1 possible point. Acting, for the most part, guys, there's nothing in here that makes me go, oh, wow. So it's serviceable, right down the middle there. Directing, it's got a great premise, and the cinematography, the technical aspects of this film are handled very well. But it's that story, man. The story is interesting. The story is interesting, but it just doesn't. It feels like it's lacking in some punch, uh, and the way that the way that the story unfolds. It, it may work for some, and I would like to hear from you guys if this story worked for you. But if you are a movie fan, if you are somebody who likes suspense thrillers and mysteries and stuff like that, then you'll probably call out the same things that I did, where it's like, does that really make sense? Okay, I can roll with it if you give me a little bit more information to go along with it, right? Kind of. And it's like, it doesn't. So right there, I'm going to have to go right down the middle for that. Cinematography, though, I'm going to give a full point, because, as I said in the opening, they do a great job of photographing the Irish countryside and stuff like that. And you buy that she's going into the woods there and stuff, and all of that. The woods is beautifully photographed, especially how dark it is at times. it does a great job of setting the mood. The score, there's no theme in there that makes me go, oh, I can't remember. It served the movie. It's not like the If movie with Ryan Reynolds where they have that one reoccurring theme where it's like, oh, okay, I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this. It's not like that shark movie that we watched yesterday, Under Paris, where, uh, yeah, you notice the soundtrack in that. It served the movie. So right now we're sitting at 4.5. Let's go over the tomato meter and see if we can bust up this number a little bit, see if we can move it up a little bit. What are people saying about the watchers over on Ron? Oh, I 29% by critics, 62 reviews. That's not good. Let me just hit the refresh button here, see if we got some audience scores coming in. I'm guessing, well, as you see, it's not as high for, I'm higher than what the tomato meter is. Um, I'm guessing that's going to have to do with that pacing of the story, perhaps, uh, because it gets really outlandish towards the end. And if they had set it up differently and to pay us off, then we it just needed an edit or something. Let's go take a look at some of these critics, see if there's anybody in here that we trust. Globe and Mail. Shyamalan 2.0 is shaping up to be an elegant filmmaker whose storytelling could use more torque. Images like Fanning's golden locks disappearing into the cold gray fog or reflections, layered upon reflections, caught my eye, if not my breath. World liked it. The movie is very Shyamalan-esque. That it is. You could tell that she has definitely got influences from her father. Beautiful, yet brooding with plenty of close-ups with a setup that leaves the audience guessing about what's going on. And as I said, I have no problem with that, but we just needed a bit more information for us to buy it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's audacious at times where you're not going to ask that question. You're not going to ask that question. It's like, yeah, um, like I'm in danger. Well, how much danger? It's like, no, well, yeah, that those kinds of questions. Uh, in the Watchers, Shauna Knight Shyamalan lives up to the family name, but before becoming just another Nepo baby, the filmmaker achieves a rare gem of a sinister beauty that ranges from paranoia to heightened terror. Okay, so let me just pause here quickly because I want to address this. They were trying to go for the angle of paranoia of do I believe what these other people are saying in here? Are we truly locked in here? Like I felt like yes, at times we were trying to go for the tone of like the thing. We don't know who the thing is, or like we don't know if we can trust each other here in this place. Um, because are you actually trying to keep us here kind of thing, or are you trying to really help us kind of thing? They were going for that kind of a mystery, and it just didn't land. Um, it does take some interesting swings and misses with these characters, though. But it takes too long to get there at the end. And then at one point during the film, because it is creature feature, like and the trees and stuff have like marks, and they put like rune marks on there. For a brief second, I thought this was going to be a follow up to what was that Shyamalan movie that he did with Bryce Dallas Howard? Yeah, what about the water nymph? That one. I thought they were going to go there. And let me just see if I can pull up the that's Howard. Milan. What was that movie called? No, not the Village. Lady in the Water. You know that one with the nymph in the water kind of thing. Um, I thought they were going to go there because you remember when you went down into her lair and there was like these ruins all over the place and stuff like that. Well, it's sort of like that, but it's on the trees. So I thought it was going to be like if not a direct sequel, a spiritual sequel. Like I thought it was going there for a little bit, and luckily it didn't. It kind of did create its own mythos. I just want to see if there's anybody else here in the critics that I recognize that's worthy. like a Matt Donato or somebody. Nick Rogers. Peter Howell, Toronto Star. What I will say is that the movie can be appreciated even if we expect the rug will be pulled out from under us. The appreciation is more for the film's sinister look and mood than its story, which can be charitably described as an interesting mess. So even he concedes that the story becomes a bit of a mess, and that's what you're sort of getting here, right? Collectively, that people are like, eh. Michael Phillips liked it. The director works well with cinematographer Eli Arneson to envelop a chamber-sized ensemble in various shades of dread and comfort. Yeah, all right. Bibbiani didn't like it. William Bibbiani. The Watchers isn't very scary. No, it's not a scary film. It's not. And it's only interesting for as long as it's an intellectual curiosity. And it's not intellectually curiosity for the full 120 minutes runtime. So he's complaining about the runtime there. Yeah, so I'm not seeing Donato. That's okay. You guys are getting the impression here. So I'm not as low as what did they say here? 24%, 27%. It's not that bad, but I would say wait for it on streaming. That's my number one recommendation. If you're curious, if you're just like me, you're a genre fan, you like weird abstract stories about creatures in the woods, then go check it out. But if you are one of those fans, then you're gonna be like me and say, well, there's been better iterations of this kind of thing done before, and you wish that they'd amplified up certain themes a little bit sooner than getting to it in the third act kind of thing. All right, let's wrap up my score here, and that'll be it for The Watchers. I didn't hate my experience. Don't get me wrong with that. I didn't. It's not one of the worst movies of the year or anything like that. So the watchability factor, yeah, I articulated. If you are a genre fan, if you're curious about if the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan can deliver some mystery and stuff like that, you'll want to check it out. 5.5. Is that good? Like, would I go back and watch this again like I do The Ritual? No. Um, but I do feel like 5.5 is a bit low. I want to bump it up somewhere, and I don't know where exactly. Could I give it to the score? Should I give the score? Dakota Johnson, or so Dakota Fanning was good, and some of the ensemble there. Maybe that's where I'll give it. I'll give 1.5 for the acting, directing 1, story 1, cinematography, yeah, 1. That's about right. 6 out of 10, and I feel good about that. 6 out of 10 for The Watchers, guys. Are you going to go out and see it? And if you did, let me know what you liked and what you didn't about it, and we'll talk about it in the comments below. All right. If you like this kind of thing, guys, we talk about movies here all the time here on Mirror Domains. In fact, we talk about like that new Superman suit and trailer reactions for Alien Romulus. Oh yeah, that was cool. We got the movie review for there. We did a full movie reaction for Under Paris and Jennifer Lopez's Atlas movie. We do movie reviews for Furiosa, series reactions for Fallout and The Acolyte, which I need to put that up there, guys. Yeah, and then we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day. And we publish a lot of shorts and stuff. So new movies, you like to hear about new content, about like what's coming out and stuff like that, come join us here on Mirror Domains.